Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
My good friend Mark Phillips sent me this story, and it's from the BBC. And of course, Mark Phillips is in London, so that makes sense. And it's a short story, but I find these kinds of stories absolutely fascinating because a fugitive was caught after littering in Seoul. So the fugitive, by the way, is wanted as part of an alleged crypto scam. So crypto scam fugitive was caught after littering in Seoul. So there's two things I suspect you get asked if you're in prison. One is, what'd you do that wound you up here? And two, how'd you get caught? And so if you go to prison, let's assume that that's a hypothetical here. You go to prison, what'd you do? Crypto scam. How'd you get caught? Littering. And you often hear about stories where people get caught for the littlest of things. So an alleged cryptocurrency scammer's 5 years on the run, made it 5 years, ended after he was arrested for littering near a train station in Seoul. We're talking, of course, Korea, South Korea. Police said that on Friday. Police said they only intended to arrest the man for throwing a cigarette butt, but they got suspicious when he begged them to let him go just this once and then tried to escape. So the guy is near a train station, flicks a cigarette butt. Cop walks up and goes, "Hey, I saw you do that." And he starts freaking out. Now, here's the thing. I will tell you this right now. I see people flick cigarette butts out their car windows while they're driving. Your car came with an ashtray, didn't it? Or did you not get that option? Is your car one of the rare ashtray delete models? I guess maybe nowadays they're not as common as they used to be. But I've seen and heard of fires along the roadside that were started by people flicking the cigarettes out the window. So cigarette butts are litter. If you learn nothing else today, that's what you need to learn. The man then refused to show his ID, pretended to take a phone call, and then offered the police money in exchange for letting him go. Hang on, I gotta get this. Oh, how about this? I'll flip you some cash. All I got to do is open up my crypto wallet. I can give you a couple Bitcoin. Upon questioning, police figured out then that he was wanted for allegedly defrauding $13 million from 1,300 people through a cryptocurrency scam. The man, who is in his 60s, had a standing arrest warrant for 10 charges relating to the alleged cryptocurrency scam, including fraud. Now, the man has since been handed over to the Seoul Southern District Prosecutor's Office, which has been leading the investigation against him, which leads me to believe that he is a local man. It's not somebody from America who fled to South Korea or anything like that. So rising cryptocurrency-related crimes have prompted concern from governments across the world, according to blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis. Chainalysis. Cryptocurrency platforms lost $2.2 billion to theft in 2024, while illicit actors received an estimated $40.9 billion in cryptocurrency. Last year, South Korean police arrested more than 200 people for allegedly stealing $240 million in what is believed to be the country's largest cryptocurrency investment scam. Now, I will admit to you, I will full disclosure here, I do not own any cryptocurrency. I'm not currently mining any. I've never owned any. I don't plan on owning any. And now, I'm not anti-cryptocurrency like some people are. I just simply have decided, not for me. It's not for me. And people say, but Steve, if you'd invested in Bitcoin 20 years ago or whenever, you'd have a ton of money right now. Okay? Yeah, sure. If I'd bought Apple stock 20 years ago, I'd also be rich. But the point is that I simply look at it and go, no. But the funny part is, and again, I don't want to generalize to the point where I want people to think that these are all absolutes. But I've heard people claim that cryptocurrency is cool because it's untraceable. You know, the government can't track it, how much you got and so on. But also it's secure. It's secure. And a lot of people take that it's secure thing to mean that it's foolproof and it's absolutely fail-safe. And obviously, it's not. And for those of you who are thinking about hammering away angrily at your keyboard in the comment section below, before you start that, I got 2 words for you. And they're not even words. Mount Gox. Mount Gox. And Mount Gox was a crypto exchange that, well, let's just say it held a lot of crypto and then it didn't. And the crypto it was holding was for other people. And where'd it go? Well, not to the people who owned it. It went someplace else. And it's still kind of not 100% clear where it all went. Because the guy who ran the exchange held a press conference and apologized. Said, well, it's all gone now. Sorry. Oops. Now, you're going to say, but Steve, that's just one example. No, there's other examples. And so the interesting thing, FTX, the interesting thing is that a lot of people who have the crypto in their own secure wallet, and whatever that entails, very well might have their own crypto secure. But a lot of people don't want to deal with the hassle of all that, so they put the crypto someplace for safekeeping, which ironically is making it less safe. However, I'm not sure what scam this guy was running. What I found interesting was the guy's on the run. He's managed to evade capture for a few years. And then he gets caught because he's smoking a cigarette and he flicks the butt near a train station. And if he'd simply accepted the ticket, probably could have gotten away with it. But he didn't, and so he got busted. So that's, like I said, the amusing part of the story. I'm always looking for the amusement in the stories, if there is any. The amusing part of this story is the fact that he was a fugitive on the run for years, and he got caught after littering in Seoul near a train station. And even then, law enforcement says he probably would have gotten away with it, except that he started freaking out, gave him a fake name, pretended to take a phone call, and then tried to bribe them. And at that point, the cops are thinking, let's hang on to this guy. There's something going on here. Guaranteed that's what they're thinking. So, crazy story out of South Korea. I think this might be the first story I've ever done out of South Korea. I may have done a few others. I don't know. As I'm sure if I had, I would have mentioned MASH. But there you go. So Mark Phillip, thanks for sending that. It's from the BBC News, from their Singapore news desk. And it was written by Ko Yu, but Yu is spelled E-W-E, so that might not be you, but I apologize. Crypto scam fugitive caught after littering in Seoul. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. How much deeper would oceans be if sponges didn't live there?